Hi lovelies, it's Emma and I am back with another Get Quilted video. In this video I'm using this pattern called Hidden Garden and I found it on Pinterest and it's by Susie Quilts, and as usual I will leave the link below. And I thought it was a bit unusual because most quilt patterns I've seen are quite geometric, use a lot of triangles or squares, that kind of thing. Whereas this one, it was kind of like a leaf shape, and it just seemed a bit more fluid. So I've chosen a background piece of paper from Maggie Holmes' Chasing Dreams, and it's got this sort of triangle, sort of dotty line kind of pattern on one side, and then on the other side it's like great big palm leaves and flowers and that kind of thing. I'm listening to the Scrap Gals as I was making this, and obviously my phone locked, but there you go. If you don't listen to the Scrap Gals, by the way, it's a podcast available on iTunes and through their website, and it's just amazing. Tiffany and Tracy are brilliant, and I love to listen to their scrappy chat while I create. But there you go, that is a bit of a side note. Basically what I've done is use that Chasing Dreams paper as my background, and then my patterned papers are actually from a Pink Fresh Studio line, and I only had the 6x6 pad. I think it was called Felicity, but the colours, like the pinks and the sort of turquoises or whatever, I thought they were quite nice. They were soft enough to be able to be used. And then what I've done, so I cut myself like a small template out of a scrap piece of paper, and then cut round. So I just skipped ahead so you didn't have to watch me do all of that. And I apologise about the light. I am fighting with light at the moment. There is like a 2-hour window that I can film in with decent lighting before I just get a hell of a lot of glare. I do my best to try and correct it for you, but sometimes there is a little bit of brightness, so I do apologise about that. What you saw me do as well is just dull down the background a little bit, because obviously I'm adding quite big pieces of the different papers, and that means an awful lot of pattern and a lot of colour. So I just wanted to kind of mute out the back a little bit where those shapes were going to go. So I actually used some acrylic paint in titanium white and just spread that around. I have got gesso, but my gesso is slightly more translucent and the acrylic dries quicker. My acrylic paint, if you spread it quite thinly, it's dry pretty much straight away. Like as soon as you finish sort of brushing it on, it's dry. And quite frankly, I didn't want to wait for the gesso to dry. So here, this is a tip for you guys, because I'd finally got all these pieces in the right place, and then I thought, oh, I don't want to pick them up to tape them down. So I got some washi tape, put it on the back of my hand or my arm just to take some of the major stick away. Put that over the top of my leaf shapes, I'm calling them leaves, and then you just turn it over, put your tape on, and pick it back up and stick it back down, and then everything stays exactly where it's meant to be, which worked quite nicely because I didn't want to have to faff around with trying to get them back in the right place. So for this layout, I'm actually using a black and white photo, and I made this decision on purpose because the background paper is a pattern paper, which I don't usually use, so it's a lot busier, and then there's an awful lot of colours going on with the different sort of teardrop or leaf shapes, and I just thought I didn't want a photo to be trying to compete with those colours. So I thought if I used a black and white photo, then used lots and lots of layers just to make it really stand out, and yeah, I think it worked quite well. So I'm not wasting any paper. All those bits of paper that I'd cut the teardrop shapes out of, I've used those on the most part to back my photo, and I'm also including this piece of, it's Elle's Studio. Is it Elle's or Ellie's? Elle's. Ellie's. I think it's Elle's. I don't know. In England you would say L because it's not, it doesn't end in an IE. Okay, anyway. There was a piece of Elle's or Ellie's Studio ephemera, the packaging from it, and I've been saving it for ages because it had a gorgeous like pink and white stripe on the background. So I've just used that as a layering piece. Then I have got, I've just fussy cut a pink camera out of another Maggie Holmes paper, and I've used that yellow floral with a tag cut apart from one of the cut apart sheets, and that's just going to provide me with a space to do some journaling. And then I've just gone through the ephemera, which is the ephemera that I got in my Light Forever kit, and it is from We Are Memory Keepers, and this is where you asked me what collection it is, and I don't know. It is Project 52 Fresh. There we go. It's the ephemera pack from Project 52 Fresh. So yes, and I just layered a few of those pieces in. I've concentrated my sort of embellishing and my layers more over to the right hand side because the layout is already heavy on the left hand side with those teardrop leaf shapes. So I think it provides quite a nice balance. This is a bit different for me actually, using a pattern piece of paper for a start, but I have done that a few times or twice with this series, which I've quite liked. I hope you're enjoying the series. It's definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone in a few different ways, and I hope you've given some of the layouts a go. Thank you to all of you who have taken part in the challenges. I have loved seeing what you've created. I think this is probably the second to last video in this series. I think I'll probably do one more. So it's a nice sort of round, I think there's 5 then. I might do 6. I don't know, we'll see. There won't be a challenge for this layout, but there might be for the next one. So you'll have to wait and see. I mean, by all means, if you want to take inspiration from this pattern, and you can still share it, you can tag me on Instagram. I'm at Polly's Papercrafts, and you can use the hashtag #PPGetQuilted. You can do all of that. There won't be any happy mail for this one. But stay tuned because there might be for the next one. But yes, so I'm just finishing off. I'm using a Unipin fine line pigment ink pen, and I think I've used the 0.3. I can't remember. I did try and hold it up. I don't think it focused. It was either the 0.3 or the 0.1. Actually, looking at it, I think it's the 0.1. Yeah, it's the 0.1. And yeah, I'm just showing you some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed. I will leave the link below for the quilt pattern that I used, and like I've just said, remember to tag me if you decide to use it. Until next time guys, bye!